Ladies and gents, what you're looking through right now is a new wide-angle lens that I got for $900. This was the old wide-angle lens that I was using. It had a few issues. For one, it was a manual lens. Secondly, it was a fisheye lens, so it kind of warped all the picture. This is the old lens. It's a little bit wider, but as you can tell, it actually curves the picture. And when I'm using my big mic, it's always in frame. And this is the new lens. As you can tell, the picture is not warped whatsoever, and the quality is actually much better too. And it's also actually a zoom lens, just ever so slightly. Huge thank you to all of my patrons for helping me get that lens. I also got a new microphone. If you guys do want to support the channel, check out Patreon in the description down below. But let's get to it. So in the last video, after replacing the starter and the alternator on the Volvo, the car didn't want to start. Bro! At that point, I had gone through enough misery that I just gave up for the day. But today we have to get it running so we can have some fun with it. Now, thankfully, there's only 3 possible causes for the starter not wanting to work. Number 1, it doesn't have a good power. Number 2, it doesn't have a good ground. Number 3, it doesn't have a good switched 12 volt. So really all there is to do is to start testing things with a multimeter. I'm gonna start by checking the ohmage of power and the voltage of the power and the ground. I don't know. I'm not too great at this wiring stuff here. All I know is that there should be 0 resistance for the ground, 0 resistance for the power, and it should be about 12 volts. Problem is that it's so damn hard to reach the starter with the exhaust in here. Power has 12.7 volts. Seems like there's some resistance between the ground on the starter and the actual chassis. So maybe the engine isn't grounded enough. Like hold it there. You're holding it there. All right, stop. So it is getting switched 12 volt when Audrey goes to start it. I'm gonna assume it's something with the ground. To test to see if it's the ground that's the issue, I'm gonna go ahead and ground the starter using some jumper cables. If it decides it wants to crank with these on there, it means it needs a better ground. I want to double check this, so I'm going to turn it off, take that ground off, and see if it will crank over without the ground. Take the ground off, and there's a wasp. I don't like wasps. No starts. Alright, so that's definitely it. Got the ground cable. Now we just gotta put it in. So this is our new ground cable. It goes from the front accessory belt up to the firewall right there. Oh yeah. Right away. Beautiful. Well, I'd say let's go take it for a rip, eh? But first, I want to talk about this video's sponsor, Ritual. Ritual is the obsessively researched and transparently made multivitamin. This right here is the Essentials for Men multivitamin. It has 10 high-quality nutrients like vitamin A, D, omega-3, and zinc that are difficult for men to get in their diet alone. They don't just have vitamins for men, they also offer a multivitamin for women, people 50 years or older, a prenatal, a postnatal, and a teen vitamin. The sweet thing about Ritual is that it is vegan-friendly, sugar-free, non-GMO, gluten-free, and allergen-free. And each bottle has a mint capsule in it to make... It makes the capsules smell like mint, and when you take the vitamins, it tastes like mint. It's freaking awesome. I love Ritual because it's an awesome multivitamin that tastes good and it's easy to take, and they're also super conscious about their environmental impact. Now, if you guys are interested, Ritual is offering 10% off for your first 3 months if you go to ritual.com/Gingium and use my code Gingium. I can't express enough how awesome these multivitamins are, so go check them out. And of course, a huge thank you to Ritual for sponsoring this video.
Seatbelt on.
seatbelt that doesn't pretty much do anything, but it's just connected with a wire.
It's connected with
just a wire. It's not actually bolted down.
Bolt that bitch down.
Don't worry about it, man.
This car makes like 700 horsepower.
Dude, if we crash, the seatbelt's not saving you.
Makes me feel wonderful. Yes, let's go rip this car. This is where we broke down.
Yep. Right here is where we broke down.
Right here.
R.I.P. Should we go look for the belt?
I know what the car is.
Yeah.
I know what it is, but for some reason my mind just still says Volvo.
Well, it's because it's still quiet when you're cruising around.
Yeah, like I don't know. I get re-surprised every time.
The tune is still kind of figuring itself out.
Yeah, I heard it break up a little bit in second.
Yeah, from when the fuel pumps were all kind of messy.
Do you think it hurt the motor because it leaned out?
I did a compression test and the compression was
Everything's
lower,
good.
but still fine.
Okay. Gosh, what does it rev to?
65.
It feels so much higher than that for some reason.
Because it's got really long gearing. That we're just going miles an hour after those pulls are a little scary. All right, how is she looking in here? Looking fine. Looking like an engine. Crank bolt is still there. Engine bay gets so hot with all this exhaust. This intercooler piping is like,
Yikes.
it's like exhaust piping. But hey, I mean, it's still ripped.
Yeah.
Never gets old. That feeling. Yes. Did you see that? I would definitely take that as a no. Okay, what I was trying to say is, did you see that sheriff that just passed you? Yeah, he was way back there. Oh yeah, you didn't hear that, right? Okay. Well, yeah, you do this, and they'll have no idea. They'll drive right past like, hey, who did that? Although we should probably put this down too. Those guys you saw in those last clips, you could say they are old business friends of mine. James, who was sitting in the passenger seat, I used to film Forza videos of him way back in the day. I'm sure some of you guys remember Cole. I don't know if you guys would remember James because we only did a few videos together, but he lives in North Carolina and he was down in Georgia to pick up an ATV, so he stopped by, I met him in person, took him for a ride in the Volvo. It was fun. It's crazy to think where we came from. I think we might go and try our first burnout. We're either about to do a cool burnout or get stranded.
Yeah, trying to film a TikTok to see if this thing will even do a burnout. I mean, it did it. You have to do it longer than that, though. I like that it kicked out sideways.
Yeah.
That was cool. You know, one of these days you're gonna build a car that works.
We stopped for gas, then we turned it on, and it was at 11 volts and overheating. Oh, there's a belt there, but
it's hardly there. It slipped.
It fell off. We do always get lucky in where we break down. I guess besides the last time we swung a belt.
Yo!
What's up?
What you doing, dude?
I'm sitting in a chair in the living room drinking coffee.
Heck yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, we're just broken on the side of the road in the Volvo.
Yeah, you want to come pick us up?
What happened, dude?
I don't know. The idler pulley I made is super bent for some reason, and it slung about.
Dang.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to find a hammer and whack it back into place.
Oh shit.
We've been in a slung belt situation with you before. Figured we'd give you a call because we miss you.
Yeah, that's actually kind of poetic, to be honest, man.
It is.
As usual, it sucks, but as usual, it could be worse. It could always be worse. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice. After breaking down on the side of the road like 5 times, you'd think I'd learn to keep tools in the car, but I haven't. Well, we were able to somewhat mend the issue. I think I figured out what's going on. One of the bolts holding in that idler pulley, it's a little bit too long, so it actually bottoms out before it tightens. So we just put some washers in there and then actually got it tight, and the belt seems to be staying on. I mean, we're still gonna send it.
Spray chalk, not spray paint. All right, take one. Hopefully the only one. Oh my God!
The whole purpose of that was actually to make a TikTok. There's this really sick TikTok trend that Audrey, Hunter, and I have really been enjoying, where you hide the Adult Swim logo and have some inspirational or funny text. If you know, you know, but this is the finished product of our version. I had such a blast making that, from planning it to then executing it and then editing it and actually uploading it. I'm super, super happy with the way that turned out. Unfortunately, it didn't do too well on TikTok, but it was still super fun to make and I'm super proud of it. I think it turned out freaking sick. And it's just so fun to be a little bit more creative and trying to do the trends and all that kind of stuff. Making TikToks will by no means take up time from making videos, but it's a fun thing I do in my spare time, and it can bring some new viewers to the channel. But ladies and gents, that is going to be it for today. The Volvo is ripping. Even though it left us stranded for a little bit, we fixed it. I mean, it did that burnout, it didn't sling about, it's all good. I have ordered some parts for it to make it a little bit more reliable, and so we can turn it up a bit more. So hopefully in the next video we'll have those parts, we'll start installing them, turning up the boost, taking it back to the dyno. If you guys have anything specific that you want to see from any of the cars, let me know. While I'm looking for a shot behind the scenes, I don't exactly know what to film. I don't know what you guys want to see. Doing stuff with the Volvo is good because it's all bolt-on stuff. This driveway shop setup is pretty good. I mean, like, I'm not complaining about the setup whatsoever, but I can't fabricate here. And pretty much everything I want to do on the other cars requires fabrication. You know, new turbo kit for Molly, fab. New suspension setup for the drift truck, fab. New turbo kit for the Rally Miata, fab. But if you want to see anything, let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your support. I'm having a great time here in Georgia. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out and goodbye.